Hello everyone! So you might have had the experience of stumbling across a certain YouTube short by influencer Kyle Hill called Scientists Find the Speed of Thought. Now I like Kyle, but he and many others have made a terrible blunder in interpreting and understanding the recent scientific article by Caltech. In the short, he goes beep beep boop boop and reports and claims that the human brain works at about 10 bits per second. And he takes this to mean 10 literal digital computer bits. He even compares it to something slower than Morse code.
Here is happening at a rate slower than a Morse code message.
Well, hold on a second, because there's a radically huge misconception here that's really grinding my gears. I read the entire study, including over a dozen different examples of articles that were written by different reporters and sources. And it doesn't actually mean your brain is some horribly little, painfully slow, and pathetic computer ticking along at 10 little binary bits per second. If that were true, your brain would be over 1,000,000 times slower than that of an NES from 1985, or an Atari 2600 from 1977, or even hundreds of thousands of times slower than the Apollo guidance computer from the mid-60s. Heck, even a basic digital wristwatch from 1979. The truth is that almost every single article that reported on the study, including the original Caltech article, leaned on a horrendous analogy, a metaphorical shortcut that was meant to simplify things for a non-technical, general audience. Instead, it blurred the meaning so badly that it confused nearly everyone except those who could see through the haze. The problem is that many of the article writers didn't really understand what they were reporting, but anyone with a background in information theory, computer science, engineering, development, or psychology could have seen through the illusion more easily. Unfortunately, most people don't look past the surface. They accept slick factoids as gospel, when in truth, they are half-truths, distortions, or outright mistranslations of the original ideas. Here's the crux. They conflated two different ideas and wrapped them up with one slippery word. The word is Shannon, the special unit of information named after Claude Shannon. A Shannon is defined as the amount of information gained when you cut the uncertainty, half the entropy, in a two-state system. In its cleanest sense, it lines up with a single binary digit, 1 bit. But in practice, depending on how it's applied, a Shannon can be understood to stand in for dozens, thousands, or even millions of raw bits collapsed into a single unit of meaningful information. A Shannon. A bit.